and time and a half after 8 in a day. If you worked 9 hours on Monday and the rest of the week you worked, the other 4 days you worked 8, that would be 40 hours at straight time and an hour at time and a half. And you didn't it wasn't weekly, it didn't compound. In other words, you didn't make it both ways, but it didn't have to work 40 before it started. If you worked 8 in one day and then you worked another hour, you got time and a half for that hour. So anyway, that's one of the things that's changed, and I think for the worse, because people got to a point where they don't realize what it was like to get to that, what it was like prior to these days. If it wasn't for unions, I don't believe that the standard of living in the United States would be what it is. It would definitely not be. And people say, well, if you do a good job, your employer will take care of you. Bullshit. In plain words, bullshit. Guys that own companies are always looking for ways to cut. Case in point, if they're so nice and so sweet to their employees, why is it that they're shipping jobs overseas when the people that buy their product are living right here? It's kind of cutting their nose off to spite their face. They don't realize that these people here have to have a job in order to buy the product. So why ship their jobs overseas? To me, it does not compute. It doesn't make sense at all. But they do it because they can get cheaper labor. And another thing, the disparity between the rich and the poor. A lot of people will say, well, you're just complaining because some people got money and you're jealous. Well, it isn't jealousy. It's the fact that if the disparity runs a little like this, that's okay. But if it runs like this, if 1% of the populace has 90% of the money, then there's something wrong. And it didn't used to be that way. It used to be that 1% of the populace had about 20% of the money. Now they got about 90%. So, and the bottom people on the bottom don't have anything. They don't. They're laying in the streets. So, day of reckoning will come. And I'm not a communist. Communism is not the answer, because under communism you supposedly spread the wealth. True communism has never worked anyway, except in a nun's convent. Okay, it says advice to your kids and family about the future of the world and so forth. Well, I wish I could tell you that everything was going to be rosy, but I will say this. If I could talk to every kid from every family, I would tell them, I would use one word, vote. And I would use one more word, and I'd say, vote for your own interest. Don't vote against your interest like some people do nowadays. There's people that vote for so many different reasons. It's stupid. It's absolutely stupid. If they would take into consideration what a party or person stands for, check them out real good. See whether or not they're going to do anything that's going to help you, and don't think you can have everything you want. You can't. You have to give and take a little bit. For instance, don't be a one-issue person when it comes to voting. You can't just because you can't give a litmus test to somebody and say, do you believe in abortion? If they say, yes, I believe in abortion, you vote against them. No, I don't believe in abortion, you vote for them. That's not good enough. You have to find out more about that individual before you vote for him or against him. And I'm not saying you have to compromise your ideals or your beliefs, but you have to look at the whole picture, not just one little tiny iota. So, having said that, you'll probably do as you please anyway. It won't do any good. But that's my advice to my kids and the grandkids and the great-grandkids and so forth. And to my grandkids, all I can tell you is be happy. If you feel like getting married, get married. If you don't, nobody will love you any less or any more. And if you do get married, be careful. Make sure you got the right person if you can. You're never sure, but always, be a little bit particular. And give a little bit. Don't be stringent about, don't drive another person away from you by being too rigid. Give just a little bit, and I don't mean compromise your principles or anything, but just be as easy to get along with as you can be without living in a situation that you can't stand. Other than that, all I can do is say good luck in the future. Well, I've got to the point where I think I'm going to have to quit because I'm starting to think too much. Yeah. Paul?
Yeah.
You want to shut this off? I can't. I got myself into a...
Oh, that's okay. Always a chance for something like that. That's okay.
Yeah, see, if you want to look at it or whatever, go ahead and do whatever you want to do, and if you want to do it before I leave, if you want more, I can do more.
Yeah, okay. Well, I appreciate you doing it. Dad, you did a heck of a job. I didn't expect for you to be doing such a good job.
Well, thank you.
I didn't know if you'd get bored with it.
No, I actually got into it. I was kind of into it there for a while. But oh,